Hello, guys. I hope you guys are doing well. I want us to talk about uh, the eyewitnesses versus forensic evidence. And the question that I have when it comes to that is, can the state still stand still and be confident that uh, they their case is still intact? Because from where I am standing, things are not looking good for the state. From where I'm standing, things are not going well for the state. One of the most important questions in any criminal trial is this: who carries the greater burden of credibility, the eyewitnesses or the police investigation? The eyewitnesses are the only people who were actually present when the crime happened, right? Their evidence is what lawyers call first-hand evidence. They can describe what they personally saw, heard, and experienced. And this is one of the points that Umube touched on, and he said at the courtroom that that is something that should be happening, not the people that were not there that will take preference. And then, so if a witness says the suspect was shot, had a dark complexion, carried a revolver, or wore certain clothing, that description comes directly from the person who witnessed the incident. Neither the police, the prosecutor, nor the judge was there. They cannot simply replace those observations with different versions later unless there is a reliable scientific evidence proving otherwise. So, when it comes to the situation of the firearm, it's going to be difficult for a Judge Rata if he thinks he can just use whatever. That is where the police investigation becomes critical. The police cannot change an eyewitness account simply because they disagree with it. So Umangena Payana, he is really wow. Instead, they must support or challenge the account using objective evidence such as DNA evidence, which failed them dismally, ballistic evidence, which also fails dismally, cell phone records, which also fails, fingerprints, and any other forensic evidence. But all of that is not working very well. There is nothing that they have on their side. Now, scientific evidence is supposed to strengthen or clarify eyewitness testimony. The strength of eyewitness evidence: eyewitness provide the account with a first-hand account of the events, and also descriptions of the suspects, the sequence of what happened, observations that no forensic report can independently create. Without eyewitnesses, investigators often have no starting point. So when they describe Mncube in a certain way, whereas they don't describe his description, well, it becomes very problematic. It becomes very problematic because now their descriptions that from a statements that were written on the 27th of October 2014 do not match what Mncube was back then and is currently. They don't match. Another issue: the weakness of eyewitness evidence. However, we all understand that eyewitness testimony is not perfect. Human memory can fade over time. People may become confused after years have passed. Stress, fear, and trauma can affect what someone remembers. Different witnesses can honestly remember the same event differently. This case also illustrates many of those challenges, including contradictory accounts from people inside the house, which have a huge gap than normal. Statements taken years after the incident, possible memory loss, lapse due to the passage of time, inconsistencies between different witnesses. Those weaknesses they do not automatically make witnesses dishonest, but they require careful evaluation. So that's where Judge Rata comes in. He needs to be very careful when it comes to all of that. Now, police responsibility. Once contradictions appear, the responsibility shifts to the investigators. The role of the police is to bridge the gaps by protecting reliable scientific evidence. That requires an unbroken chain of custody, proper handling of exhibit, accurate forensic analysis, reliable documentation, transparent investigative procedures. If those safeguards are followed, forensic evidence can either support or contradict eyewitness testimony. Now, when it comes to an unbroken chain of custody, we do have that problem when it comes to the Senzo Mewa case pertaining accused number three, and also proper handling of an exhibit. The so called firearm was not handled very well. So we cannot say the analysis of is accurate. The forensic analysis is accurate when it comes to Mangena. We That's why it is not accepted kanjalo nje by people that are watching the case. Reliable documentation. It's also questionable when it comes to Mangena and his team, because we do have reliable documentation from back in 2015 that says the firearm that was found with Mncube has nothing to do with the Senzo Meyiwa case. But what if the forensic evidence is also questioned? Let's look at that question. This is where the real legal difficulty arises. Eyewitness testimony contains contradictions, and the the investigation itself criticized because of issues such as breaks in the chain of custody. I already mentioned that. Possible evidence handling mistakes. I already mentioned that. Alleged contamination. Of course, there is that. Missing records. Questions about exhibit management. Do you see, when it comes to Mangena, he has all those challenges. All those challenges, he is having them. And then now the court faces two categories of evidence that both require careful scrutiny. The judge must then assess whether, after considering all evidence, the prosecution has proved its case beyond reasonable doubt. And the question is not simply whether witnesses disagreed or whether investigators made mistakes. The question is whether the totality of evidence is sufficiently reliable to satisfy the legal standard of proof. That is ultimately the issue the court must determine after weighing all the admissible evidence presented during the trial. So, when it comes to the entire situation of Mangena pertaining to accused number three, there's a lot of questions. There's a lot of things that makes people wonder what is that all about. Time will tell. We will see what's going to happen. I don't know about you, but that was something else that came out that caught my eye when it comes to today's proceedings. What are the few things that you think caught your eye? Let's have a discussion with comment section. I want to hear your views. Thank you so much. Please enjoy your day. Bye bye.